All of us like to be set up for a new week. There's just a freshness to Monday, and it doesn't even matter if we work or if we're retired. I tend to be a little bit chaotic. I'm trying to rein it all in. So if you're like me, stay tuned and you can see how I chaotically sometimes get set up for a week. Welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name is Karen. Folding my laundry. I like to get caught up from laundry on the weekends. But another thing that I always do is I usually place a grocery order either Fridays or Saturdays. So this morning I wanted to place a grocery order and I wanted to see what I had on hand. So if you give a mouse a cookie, I open up the pantry and I see it's unorganized. And so I think I'm just going to move things around and get it organized so I can see what I have so I can make my grocery order. And let me show you how this all ended up. How did this even happen? Oh my goodness. So I started going through things, seeing if I had any foods that were expired. I started taking it out of the containers. Then I brought my daughter in, my oldest daughter, and I was asking her what things she uses and eats, what things she's not going to use or eat. We started looking at expiration, and sooner or later, when you know, I have emptied a good deal of what is in my pantry. Oh my goodness. And I do hate wasted food. But you know what happens is you buy, say, gluten-free flour for a recipe, and then you never use it again, and it sits there. You're not going to get rid of it because it's perfectly good flour. It's already open, so you're like, who would I even donate this to? And it just ends up being a big mess. And so I am just getting everything washed up, and I thought, okay, I wasn't intending to film today, but then I saw, oh my goodness, this is perfect, and it's just too bad I didn't film the first part where I was emptying all this stuff like a wild woman. Oh my goodness. And Monday is the day we have trash pickup, so it worked out good that this was over the weekend, because that way I could have someone who was going to be collecting our trash on Monday. But this just demonstrates kind of the point I just noticed as I was editing this video, that I'm not great really at planning. And I know on my channel it probably looks like I am, and I have to say that planning out videos really does help me to stay on track, because I at least am doing that much planning to figure out what I'm going to be doing around my house, looking at what needs to be done. That does help me quite a bit. I did decide to just take a break with the whole taking things out of the packaging and putting it in the Rubbermaid, you know, they're not really Rubbermaids, I don't know what they are, putting them in the containers. I do like the containers. When it comes to things like cereal, I like having something like that because I don't have to worry about ants or anything getting into it. But right now, in the season that we're in with kids working, we're really not going through as much groceries as we used to. I mean, I've got 7 kids, so I've had seasons. I've never had all 7 at home at once, long story, but I have had 6 at home at once, and I've had seasons where we just had a ton, I mean, it took a ton of food, you know, to get through the week. But we're not really in that season. It's all daughters at home. They're busy teenagers and 1 young adult. They're not big eaters. So I tend to overbuy, and I'm really trying to stop. And so this what ended up being a declutter that I didn't plan on, really did set me up to have a lot less food and to try to get used to not having a full pantry and a full refrigerator anymore. Oh goodness. So then my poor husband, he of course has plans, and I usually try to sit down with him in the morning on a Saturday, find out what his plans are, tell him what my plans are, and see what we need to do together, what we might be doing for fun, all of those things. So he had gone on an errand, and he comes home, and this is what my kitchen looked like. He's like, oh, I didn't know you were decluttering the pantry. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't you know? I didn't know either. And that's just the honest truth. And I do enjoy just following my nose on a Saturday, doing whatever hits my craw, but that doesn't always work out well for the rest of the family. And it honestly doesn't always work out for me either, because I really need to be getting myself set up for the weekend. And what does set up mean to me? Well, I want to get laundry caught up, so here I am folding my laundry. I want to get groceries in the house and get a meal plan going. And then usually I have some sort of project that I might like to do. And today it's getting my flowers, or the flowers I've bought so far anyway. I do it a little bit by little bit. I don't just go out and buy a ton of flowers. And has anyone else noticed how expensive it is? So I wanted to get that done as well. And now I'm into this whole pantry thing where I am getting everything washed up and put away, which ended up being a huge blessing, and I'm so much happy with the pantry. It's so much more organized.
But at least you're here. I got things to tell you, so just sit there. Has no one ever told you everyone falls? And when the heart is lonely, the lonely heart calls. So let me in your secret room. Take down these walls, 'cause I am here to tell you everyone falls. Now at last you're here. I got things to tell you, so just sit there. Has no one ever told you everyone falls? And when the heart is lonely, the lonely heart.
Even this is actually more food than we need. So there's a lot extra here still, but it's a lot better. Okay, we got some hanging plants for the back deck. Another beauty right here. And I've been looking for a full-length mirror, $9. And can you see, got a couple of cherry tomato plants and then big old tomato plants. Beautiful. Robin put the second coat of deck stain on today, and so now I'm going to be putting those beautiful hanging flowers here. And then this, we're going to be taking this out, but I don't want to lose my rhubarb. And these are some roses, so I think I'm going to bring it just to right here. And we have somebody who's going to come and basically take this apart and take it all out. See, you can see it's all broken, and we don't have the heart to fix it. We're just going to cut it right here. I'm not tall enough.
This could be your story right here.
Could you turn this around so the tag isn't showing?
This is the story.
That
Oh,
one
wow.
scares me.
That's not.
It's even rotted wood.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
So I was missing a hook, and then one hook is rotted. Well, the wood is rotted, so while he fixes that, this one's going to come out to the front until I can get another plant so it's all even. Then I got one more white for these. I wanted to get pink ones like this, but they didn't have any more. And I was not patient, so I just felt like it needed one more. I mean, it'd be better if the white was in the middle, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's put the white in the middle. Perfect timing. As I was planting, the groceries came. I love grocery delivery. We got some garlic. We go through so much garlic. Green onions. These European cucumbers are our favorite. Tomatoes. I have lots of things to use tomatoes with this week. And we do love to get some iceberg lettuce to wrap chicken in for sandwiches. Red onions. Green bell peppers. And then I also got some mixed greens to add to a salad. We always are going through black beans. I got some green chilies, and my husband loves to snack on nuts, so those are his cashews. And then I love me some pickles all the time, and those Mount Olive are my favorite. My daughter Rachel eats Lara bars for breakfast, so that will stock her up. And then my daughter Ava loves Ocean Spray cranberry juice. We got some chicken broth going on. And then, of course, the things you need like freezer bags. My husband also uses the sugar-free Skippy peanut butter as he is trying to keep control of his carbs. And then I got the girls some chips. And we also got some Skinny Pop popcorn. As you can see there, that is like the best popcorn ever. And then shrimp. I love to have shrimp for supper many times. And riced cauliflower. I do like to make myself cauliflower pizza. And then these are a favorite of Crecia, our daughter. She loves to have these on the side just to eat or in a salad, either way. She also loves oat milk, and we're loving this Planet Oak brand. I don't drink it, but they love it. And then eggs, reduced fat, mozzarella cheese, and then some tofu. You're probably thinking, where are the meals in that grocery order? I knew I had meat on hand. I've been doing really, really badly with menu planning, so I just have been buying the meats we typically eat, buying the vegetables we typically eat, and then kind of creating meals daily, which does not work well for me. So I really want to get back to menu planning, and I thought of some meals and then was getting the stuff that would go with them. Like I make a white chicken chili, which I know is one of my super older videos. Here's one of the first videos I ever made was white chicken chili. Hi, I'm Karen. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm making a very warm, comforting white chicken chili. So I needed the broth, I needed the green chilies, and I have literally everything else that goes in there, which is white beans and chicken, basically, and some of the spices. Then I also knew I had hamburger, and so I wanted to do tacos, so I just needed the veggies that go with the tacos. Then I also have steak on hand, so I had thought we could do steak and salad one night. And then my husband and I aren't eating the carb. We've given up the carb life. So when we have a taco, we throw ours on a bed of lettuce. Lettuce is like our go-to. And when we have steak, we have a steak salad, or we have a steak and maybe green beans, or some sort of low carb vegetable. And then I also thought I could do chicken sandwiches. We love to do Chick-fil-A at home, so I had bought the chips for the kids because that's their, there's no reason they don't eat chips. We're not eating chips. And I had some rolls on hand, and my husband and I would do a lettuce wrap, which actually it turns out most of my girls now prefer to do their chicken sandwich with a lettuce wrap, and we have Chick-fil-A sauce on hand. I don't use that, but they do. I have pickles and all those good things. And then one night we do takeout. We do takeout right now on Tuesdays because it's just a really hectic day, so it works out well for us. So that gives me 5 meals, and I've been grocery shopping twice a week now that I do delivery. It's really actually saving me money because my mindset is that I only need to get through 3 or 4 days, and then we'll be shopping again. So I don't overbuy anymore because I don't even have to get through a whole week. So I know a lot of people will do monthly shopping to save money, and I'm doing twice a week shopping to save money, but it works for us. And also, like, maybe one of these meals doesn't end up happening. A lot of times if our daughter Yvonne is working, my other 2 daughters, Rachel tends to do her own thing a lot of times, but my other 2 daughters will often want just to do something like pancakes and bacon. So it'll be stuff that we have on hand. We'll just throw rice and beans and a vegetable. I mean, they do tend to not necessarily want anything spectacular, or they might do like a homemade Alfredo pasta with grated cheese and a cream and garlic and the pasta, and just kind of throw together your own Alfredo sauce. So they're super easy. So that way I can take one of these meals and assign it to the second part of the week. And that also helps me because, as I'm going to be menu planning again, one menu plan would start Monday, and then about Thursday, I'm doing a menu plan that gets me through the weekend. That really helps me too, because you just don't always know who's going to be around, and you don't know a week in advance. Once you have kids that are driving and have jobs, they can get called into work, just things happen. So this is really helping me, and I also am finding out what I have on hand first before I make the online grocery order. I would love to know what kind of things you do when you're setting up for a new week. And if that Pantry Organization was super motivating for you, I'm going to put up, you'll see it up in the corner, a video that shows all my pantry and refrigerator decluttering, and you can go over there and get to watch me do the whole thing, because I think that's way more helpful than seeing me start in the middle like you saw me do in this video. And I hope it encourages you. I'll meet you over there. Remember, as always, that God loves you and I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time. All right, let's get this laundry put away.